We're now going to have a look at making the adjustments for the high water height at the secondary port. So the first thing to do is again refer to this table here, and you can see here the code for mean high water springs and mean high water neaps. And what we've got here is that if the high water height is 4 meters, the adjustment is that we add 0.7 meters. If it's 3.4, we add 0.3. So the first thing I'd like you to do is to copy that information into this table here. So it's exactly as it's written there, 4 and 3.4, and 0.7 and 0.3, both of those added. Now the first example we've got here is a tidal height of 3.4, and you'll notice that's exactly what we have there for mean high water neaps. So we can take that exactly as it's written. So for that one there, we just add 0.3, and we get a high water height of 3.7. So that's a nice calculation there. Now here, 3.7 sort of falls somewhere in between these two. And if you wanted it roughly, you could sort of take a guess at that, but we want to be a bit more precise than that. So for this second tide, we'll use a triangle again. Now here we can see that for 4 meters, it would be add 0.7. And I'm going to use this top scale for the tidal height. So as I can see that this is going to be sort of 6 divisions for each decimal place, I'm going to use each of these divisions along here as 1 decimal place going backwards. So if that one's 4.0, this one's 3.8, this one is 3.6, and the top one here that I'll just squeeze in is 3.4. So that takes us from 4.1 down to 3.4. Along this scale, I want it to go from 0.7 to 0.3, so I'm going to use maybe 2 divisions for each 1 decimal place. So this one will be 0.6, and this one will be 0.5. 0.4 and 0.3 goes there. And again, that takes us from 0.7 to 0.3. And I can use straight edge again to join the 2 ends up. So that's simply joining up the fact that if the height is 3.4, the adjustment is 0.3. Now the height on this particular time is 3.7, so I'm going to go along this scale until I get to 3.7, which is here, keeping this line parallel to this line. I can see the adjustment is 0.5, so add 0.5. So if I add 0.5 to this, I get 4.2. I've now got my 2 high water heights.